Medical Intuitive Insights with your host, Dr. Gloria Warren, is a program that presents topics on medical intuition, holistic opportunities outside of mainstream society, and scientific research as applied today. Topics range from online intuitive readings to interviews unveiling alternative healing modalities and discussing them with inspirational leaders. Dr. Warren is the bridge within holistic arts while stressing the balance between the spiritual and physical self. So now, please welcome the host of Medical Intuitive Insights, Dr. Gloria Warren.
What if your body isn't failing, but adapting? What if aging is damage, but accumulated interference? And what if your cells already know how to regenerate if we stop getting in the way? And welcome to Medical Intuitive Insights. I'm Dr. Gloria Warren, and today we are exploring various things. It's a lot of cellular regeneration and rejuvenation information, healing at the smallest level, where biology, environment, and lived experience intersect. This is a small portion of what we do down in Puerto Morelos in Mexico in the Yucatan Peninsula. So this is just a sample of the first session of 10 you get when you're down there, just a sample of it. So can you imagine how big one session is? Amazing. So it's not about chasing your youth. It's about restoring cellular intelligence. Amazing stuff. We're going to look at some slides first. So, cellular regeneration and rejuvenation. Next slide, please. So what is cellular regeneration? Cellular regeneration is the body's intrinsic repair system, a continuous process through which cells are replaced, restored, and renewed. This is not optional biology. This is a baseline function. Right now, your skin cells are renewing. Your gut lining is regenerating. Your immune cells are recalibrating. Regeneration depends on several coordinated processes. Next slide, please. First, we have DNA transcription and replication. Cells must accurately read the genetic instruction to reproduce healthy copies. When signaling isn't clear, replication is clean. When signaling is disrupted, errors accumulate. Second, protein synthesis. Proteins build tissues, enzymes, hormones, and immune messengers. When protein synthesis slows down, the body may have nutrients present, but cannot use them efficiently. This is a problem with epidemiology, and I'm an epidemiologist. So when we talk about immune systems, this is a must to know about. Next slide, please. That's third, autophagy, the cellular cleanup process. Damaged components must be removed before regeneration can proceed. Healing does not occur in a cluttered system. Next slide, please. And fourth, mitochondrial ATP production. If regeneration had a command center, it would be the mitochondria. Mitochondria do more than make energy. They decide when cells repair, when they rest, when they self-destruct, and how inflammation is regulated. They control energy availability. Conditions due to mitochondrial dysfunction, neurodegenerative disease, metabolic syndrome, chronic fatigue conditions, and immune dysregulation. Next slide, please. Adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. It's found in the mitochondria. See that mitochondria there? That's where it is. The body's primary energy currency, the molecule that supplies usable energy for nearly every cellular function. In simple terms, ATP is what cells spend to do work. What does APT do? ATP provides energy for cellular repair and regeneration, DNA synthesis and cell division, protein synthesis, muscle contraction, nerve signaling, immune responses, detoxification, you name it. Without adequate ATP, cells cannot repair, even if nutrients and oxygen are present. Phenomenal, isn't it? Energy is required for every repair mechanism. Low energy is not a weakness, it's a limitation. So these are things we have to think about. We need to know that we have to control our inflammation. We have to do it through repairing our mitochondria, making sure the ATP is actually producing. Next slide, please. And finally, controlled inflammation. Inflammation initiates repair. You get injured, it swells, right? It starts a repair system, but it must resolve. Chronic inflammation halts regeneration mid-process. Healing is not something we add, it's something we allow, but we don't want chronic inflammation to occur. Next slide, please. So as a review, these are the core biological processes: DNA transcription and replication, protein synthesis, autophagy, which is cellular cleanup, cleans it all up, it eats up all the garbage, and mitochondrial ATP production, necessary. Controlled inflammatory signaling, also necessary. So let's go back to our view here, and let's going to discuss it a bit. So healing is not something we add, it is something we allow. I would like to introduce our patient today, June. June has joined us today to receive a free mini medical intuitive reading. Hi, June. We're blessed to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. I'm so glad about that. So yeah, you get a little sample of what information we try to put forth. We're going to do that 3 times for a total today. And we do want to get to your reading and everything. But first, June, this is kind of a mini HIPAA statement. We just do it verbally here on Medical Intuitive Insights. So on air, HIPAA waiver, right? Do you grant your permission to discuss your medical circumstance here live on our show, Medical Intuitive Insights, which will be available for reruns? Okay, and if anyone else would like to do this, it's not free of charge when people come to me, but on my show, it's free. So I do not discuss very important things that are personal. I'm just letting you know. I don't bring those up on the air. I'm not that type of person. So, but we are going to talk after the show, and I mentioned that to June before. We're going to discuss further things that I see. And by the way, I've seen a lot. So,
Boy,
I'm going to give her, a lot of information.
this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it is going to be fun though, because let me tell you, when you find out different things that are wrong that I can see, what I then do is take those things and say, all right, now let's get rid of them. Let's do things to get rid of all the bad and make you all healthy, you know. Like for instance, I have some resolution things already on this paper, and I'm just really excited because I know what I've seen today. She sent me pictures. She texted them, which was really nice. Doesn't it make it easy?
It was easy.
Yeah. And I think you probably took the pictures yourself or said, here, take a picture of me, right? And it's all clothed and nobody sees the photos but me. But it's simple process, simple everything, easy peasy. And then we just review it all and go through it. And when we're finished, then we go through the private part. If there's anything private. I think yours is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's much that you need to keep secret on this one. Yeah, it's a lot of common things that I see. But we'll discuss a couple things after the show. Wow. So I just met June, last Sunday, right? At a friend's house. And
Yes,
I was like, oh, this is great. She's such a happy person. And I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. I love happy people, So, yeah, try to avoid all the rest, right? But yeah, that was a happy place. So everyone was happy. I loved it. It was wonderful, and it was a birthday
Everybody's
party,
so
as I
nice.
recall. Yeah, and one of the things I noticed for the birthday party is the person loved brownies, so they made him like brownies and put them all together and frosted it. I mean, what a great idea! you don't always need a birthday cake. You can have brownies. You like brownies, have brownies. Why would you do anything else? So, um, so now, what are you? I think somebody had discussed this with you. What do you feel about what they discussed, and what is it they told you that I actually do? I want to see your impression.
Well, that you're an amazing doctor. That like even you saying that you look at me and you can see things that, is in my face, my breathing, my
Hmm.
cough, you know. Uh
Yeah, I was catching things there, as I recall.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
somebody said, "Oh, well, you
And
should be on her show." And I'm like, "All right, don't tell me anything else. I'm not going to tell you anything. Don't tell me anything
yep.
else." It was just so
And so
so.
here I am doing this, and it
I
was
know.
great to meet you, and yeah,
So,
all
for our
good.
audience, I'm just going to review a little bit about myself. I'm a medical intuitive by birth. I All through my life, I kept like seeing inside people, and I knew things about them that even they didn't know sometimes. I remember seeing my mother's neurologist, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, your blood vessels, they're all blocked up in your legs, and he's wearing long pants and everything." I said, "And your ankles, they're so swollen." And he goes, "How do you know that? Who'd you talk to?" And I'm like, "No, no." I could see it. But I figured out over time I'm doing remote viewing. It's a process of remote viewing, of which the US government even uses remote viewers for various things. And I think that's why later in life I actually helped someone in the FBI, but then they wanted to arrest me because they said I knew too much. So I decided at that point, you know what? I'll save it for people who come to me, and I'm not going to help them again. It's not worth it to me. So, anyways, I thought everybody could do this growing up. And then I saw the Invisible Man and realized, hey, wait a minute, they can't do this. I'm like, why can't they do this? I don't understand. So, I figured it all out over time, and I raised my kids knowing all these things. I helped people from time to time as necessary. I was very careful what I said. It's hard to say if you see cancer, it's hard to tell people, "Oh, you got cancer." It's very hard actually. I mean, yeah, can you it's really difficult. So what I do is
Nobody left that because
yeah, it's terrible news you give some people sometimes, but I do know that I asked my guides, do not give me any information unless it's information they must hear. And what's really good about that is now that I receive that information, I know it's not for me. It's not for me to be even concerned about. It's for them, not me. So I need to say what I see, but I'm very delicate how I do that. And no, I'm not
you
seeing that in
certainly
you.
have a gift,
It is definitely different. I know my dad was in Loyola. The books, the psychology books, is the man most capable of reading minds, and he told me different things that are very interesting. I actually give a class on it. It isn't what people think, and it's something that we all have the gift for if we use it, if we want to use it. It's there for us. So, but he had a very fired up, hyperactive brain, so he could fire up his brain and actually do more than what most people are even capable of. But I had the same problem, very hyperactive child, and um, doing gymnastics in the house, knocking everything over. My mother asked me one time, well, I didn't notice anything broke. I said, yeah, I know. I got really good at fixing things, as a child, very good at fixing things. You couldn't even tell they were broke, but it is what it is. And I'm just so grateful you're here with us today. When we return, I will conduct a brief medical intuitive reading for June, as well as my audience here. Then we'll discuss why regeneration slows and why so many people feel like their bodies no longer bounce back. We'll be right back.
Mike Zorich, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorich, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorich has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to Medical Intuitive Insights. Now for our mini medical intuitive reading with our guest, June. June texted me several photos for my analysis, and I had a chance to review them before the show because sometimes it just takes too long. So I didn't want to do that on the show. So thank you for being here, June. You ready?
Thanks for having me. I guess
Okay.
I am ready.
So we just had a few pictures of June, but they were enough for doing this show and a few other things. She gave me the front and back of her hands. Did you give me your feet? You didn't give me your feet. You know,
Yeah.
You did? Oh, yeah, you gave me your
Yeah.
feet. You know, I didn't even use those. Oh, son of a gun, it confirms what I thought. Okay, that's good. So I started
That
the
ring
feet.
around my ankle, that's from my sock.
No, I see that. Don't worry about that. But it confirms what I'm seeing in your kidneys. You have a decreased kidney function by about 35%. We'll talk about reconciliation towards the end. I noticed the GI bloating, gastrointestinal bloating specifically, as well as a little bit of ascites, but we'll talk about that after the show. The gastrointestinal bloating, ascites, there's some fluid in your abdominal cavity. So we have also GI bloating, though, which I contributed that to food allergies, actually. Severe wheat, there's toxins also maybe in your food or things you're eating, and airborne toxins too. But you did mention to me on the honesty here, she did mention that she does smoke. So that the toxins in the airborne make sense. There are a lot of other toxins, though. I do a show on plastics. There's even plastics in the air. So people are having problems already from that. So you can't get away from plastic. It's in your food, it's in your air, it's everywhere. Look up my video shorts. There's many of the shorts on there, and then there's the full 1 hour show. Everybody should see that. That is a must. So the GI bloating. Then I noticed, by the way, your nails. I was looking at your hands. Don't cut your cuticles. There's fungus starting underneath your nail beds near the top. I'm sitting here touching my nails as I'm telling you. Go ahead.
My feet or my hands?
Your hands. Yeah, I should check your feet just to be sure.
I don't even cut them.
Okay, they're gone. You don't have cuticles there, and that's a concern. Oh, such cute toenails. The feet. Yeah, they're colored, but that's okay. I'm noticing some other things in your feet. Back to the kidney function. Yep. And I also want to check your cardiovascular. That I did not do. Let me just list it here so I don't forget. And let's see, skeletal. I see beginning arthritis in your wrists and some of your joints. Right hand above your thumb, decreased circulation.
Oh my God, how do you know that?
Yeah, it's not a light either. It's pretty bad. I mean, it was very obvious to me. Blood sugar, I'm seeing 145 when you took the photos. Are you diabetic?
Really?
Yeah.
No?
Okay. Well, I'm old
Maybe I
school.
ate too many brownies at the party.
Didn't we all? um,
Huh?
I'm old school. I was trained in a laboratory, started when I was 18. So, blood sugar in the olden days, 135, 145, still considered borderline. Now, today, everything was changed, so people start on medication sooner. That's not my personal belief. So I look at it as a borderline. It could be from the brownies, but we'll talk about that, because if we can get all these other things with detox where they need to be, it'll probably level itself out. All right. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. Remember, everything I say on this show, folks, everything I say should be discussed with your medical professional. Okay. Um, I'm a certified epidemiologist through Johns Hopkins, but at the same time, whatever medical professional you decide to take it to discuss it, please do. If they need to call me, they can call me. I will discuss it with other medical professionals. So, okay,
I have
breast
something.
areas.
Can I say
Yeah,
one thing real quick?
sure, go
You
right
said
ahead.
about my arthritis.
Yeah,
I've had both my knees replaced. I
okay.
believe I had what they think maybe I had was childhood arthritis, if that's a thing. And I
Yeah,
eventually, at 50, had no more cartilage in my knees. So I had a bilateral knee replacement 10 years ago.
right.
I like couldn't walk. So
Okay,
without hurting my hips, because that would happen too, I got my knees replaced. That was like the best thing.
okay. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't really look from the top of your thighs on down. I didn't really look at that. That's
Oh,
how I
okay.
didn't, and I didn't, I was just looking, I started actually at your hands. Usually I start at the feet, but I didn't know there was a foot photo. So either way, I was seeing the arthritis actually starting in your wrists and a
Oh
little
my
bit in your
gosh, it's so
joints.
bad.
Yeah.
It's bad on the
Um,
wrist and right above my thumb on my right hand. It's like
yeah, that's
you
pretty
knew
bad
that.
actually. No, you have a lot of inflammation. There's a pathogen involved and there's a decreased circulation, extreme decreased circulation in that area. And I can actually direct you to the photograph and show you, and I can actually help you to see inside at what's going on if you like. We'll do that after the show. So,
Okay.
breast areas, the sides of your breasts have a lot of pressure. And because there's a lot of pressure on the sides of your breasts, there's a decreased blood flow. And that means decreased oxygen in those areas. Little concern because that tissue may not stay healthy. So, when we do the detox, I'm sure other things are going to happen to help relieve some of that pressure, and we'll talk more about that after the show. Okay. I'm also seeing, though, under your arms, the lymph pressure and congestion in your lymph nodes, um, as well as in your right groin area. I'm seeing a decreased circulation, right femoral artery going down your leg. I saw it minus 30%. So that's something to consider. That's why I said I need to double check your cardiovascular. Pulmonary. Yeah, smoker, it's affecting lung volume. There's congestion in your lungs, sinuses, bronchial tube swelling. That I think I remember saying, yeah, I told you when I was at that gathering, oh, your bronchial tubes are all swollen up. And I didn't know you were a smoker at the time. And then you mentioned it to me. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So that's a toxin, unfortunately. And it's not meant for our bodies to be breathing all that in. So,
Right. A couple weeks ago, I was on a cruise and came home and had the sinus thing. My daughter has the same thing. It was
mhm,
all in the head and then dripping down in a cough. That could
mhm,
be part of it, but yes, smoking doesn't help.
right. We're going to transfer over to the slides, starting at slide 9, please. God, you're so fast over there. I love our engineer. He's great. So, what slows regeneration? When people say, I feel worn down, What they're describing is interrupted regeneration. Cells stop prioritizing repair when they sense ongoing threat. They look at the major disruptors. So why regeneration slows down? Why is that? Because of chronic stress, elevated cortisol, oxidative stress, persistent inflammation, toxic exposure, sleep deprivation. June actually has persistent inflammation causing a lot of these other situations. Next slide, please. Stress increases cortisol levels. Elevated cortisol is the stress hormone, tells the body it is unsafe to repair. Short-term stress is adaptive. Chronic stress keeps the body in survival mode. Very dangerous. Let's continue, please. Overall, pro-inflammatory stimuli can lead to early cellular death. They can't get the oxygen in the cells. It's swollen. So, next slide, please. Oxidative stress occurs when the body produces more reactive oxygen. So, you end up with free radicals. Neutralize the antioxidant defenses, resulting in cellular damage. In simple terms, it damages cell membranes, DNA, and mitochondria. Energy shifts from regeneration to damage control. Oxidative stress is cellular wear and tear caused by excessive unstable molecules. Overall, stress shortens telomeres, inflammation disrupts signaling, toxins impair mitochondrial efficiency. Oxidative stress increases when cells are exposed to chronic or physical stress, caused from poor nutrition, poor sleep, mitochondrial dysfunction. It affects everything. And the clinical associations are linked to accelerated aging, chronic fatigue conditions, neurodegenerative disease, cardiovascular disease, immune dysregulation, and persistent inflammation even further. Next slide, please. Inflammatory cytokines maintain immune action without resolution. Repair never completes. The body does not fail at healing. It becomes too burdened to finish. Remember that word, though, inflammatory. Further stimuli affects overall healing. Next slide, please. Lifestyle choices can interfere with normal mitochondrial and cellular development, smoking, drinking alcohol, drug use. It causes DNA mutations, and when that happens, the DNA just die away. Environmental toxins interfere with hormones, enzymes, mitochondrial signaling. Cells spend energy just trying to stay functional. So science confirms chronic stress shortens telomeres, inflammation disrupts cellular communication, and toxic burden impairs mitochondrial efficiency. Next slide, please. So, like we said, shortens the telomeres, inflammation disrupts signaling. How does it disrupt signaling? And the swelling stops and puts pressure on the nervous system, which then stops the signaling to keep on repairing. Toxins impair mitochondrial efficiency. Telomere are the protective caps at the ends of the chromosomes that preserve the genetic stability, and it shortens over time with aging, stress, and inflammation. Next slide, please. So regeneration slows due to chronic stress and elevated cortisol. I know we've heard that before. Oxidative stress, persistent inflammation. That's what I'm trying to get across right here. Toxic exposure and sleep deprivation. That's probably my biggest one. All right, let's go back now and let's discuss why cellular regeneration slows. When people say, I feel worn down, what they're describing is interrupted regeneration. Cells stop prioritizing repair when they sense an ongoing threat. Let's look at major disruptors. Chronic stress, oxidative stress, persistent inflammation, just what we were talking about on the slides. So, up next, we'll explore the mitochondria, the engines behind regeneration, energy, and aging. And don't go away, because after that, we'll go into the section of what you can do about it. So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Master of words, powerful player. What life-changing words can Dr. Janet Smith Warfield pull out of her magical toolbox that just might mysteriously open a door you never knew was there? A door to free yourself from fear forever. Transform your rage into right action. Release your guilt. Position you into a life of freedom, purpose, passion, power, and peace. All quite suddenly, unexpectedly, and almost miraculously, with no effort on your part. Join Dr. Janet on Dancing with Words, Dancing with Wisdom, as she and her guests show you how words map our experiences, immersing you in a sound bath that relaxes your muscles, opens your mind, and supports you in co-creating your extraordinary life.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Gloria Warren. Let's talk restoration. Let's check out these other slides I have, and we will continue on from that. Rejuvenation. Next one, please. Practical rejuvenation does not require extremes. It requires cooperation. Yes, you heard that right. Next slide, please. Cellular regeneration is the process by which bodies repair, replace cells, tissues, and organs. It's essential for healing and restoring organ function. By rejuvenating and regenerating identical structures in the overall picture, this process may be personal or encompass everyone. Through medical advancements, such as solutions that transform healthcare, such as healing times and decreasing long-term treatment costs. Next slide, please. Remember we talked about mitochondria? They do more than make energy. They decide when cells repair, when cells rest, when cells self-destruct, how inflammation is regulated. They also control energy availability, no ATP repair. They regulate apoptosis, removing damaged cells so healthy ones can replace them. That means they eat them up. They eat up the damaged cells. They maintain oxidative balance, preventing accelerating aging, by the way. That's where antioxidants come in, by the way. We must assist our mitochondria in staying healthy. Here are some of the first five pillars with the cellular rejuvenation at the same time. ATP is produced primarily by the mitochondria. So when you deal with this, what helps the ATP? It's vitamin Bs, magnesium, iron. That's why they're called the power plants of the cell. In pillar 1, I love this one. Pillar 1, first, sleep. Sleep is when regeneration occurs. Growth hormone rises. Autophagy activates. Inflammation downshifts. Sleep deprivation is not a discipline problem. It's a safety issue for the nervous system. Primary repair window returns. Growth hormone releases and stabilizes. DNA repair and autophagy normalizes. Energy, that is ATP, production increases. Apoptosis, cellular turnover, increases. In other words, it goes and scavenges all the dead cells and gets them out of your body. Oxidative balance returns and immune modulation regulates. Next slide, please. So here's the second pillar, anti-inflammatory inputs. This is what reduces inflammation, whole food nutrition, reduced chemical exposures. That includes smoking and alcohol and things of that nature. Stabilizes blood sugar too. Cells regenerate best in predictable, low toxicity environments. Consistency matters more than perfection. Next slide, please. This is the third pillar, detoxification flow. Liver, gut, kidneys, and lymph must move waste out. Regeneration cannot proceed in congestion. It's like driving downtown, and when the traffic is so congestion, how fast can you get through it? You can't. You'll be lucky that it'll take a couple hours or 3 hours is luck. So liver, gut, kidneys, lymph. Waste removal enables renewal. Remember that. Fourth pillar, nervous system regulation. Cells do not regenerate in survival mode. Breathing, prayer, stillness, laughter. These are biological instructions that signal safety. When your cells feel safe, they will produce at a more regulated pace. Next slide, please. So, Pillar 5, meaning and coherence. Pillar 5, purpose reduces inflammation and aligns and improves recovery. Cells respond to alignment. Purpose reduces inflammation and improves recovery. You do not need to convince your body to heal. You need to stop convincing it that it's unsafe. This includes parasympathetic dominance, breath, prayer, stillness, and my favorite, laughter. That's my favorite. Next slide, please. So, practical rejuvenation. Remove interference on your life, restore biological safety, and support natural repair cycles. So, detox, prayer, breath. I mean, there's things that you can do in those 5 pillars. We go through 25 pillars in the program, just the first session. So you get a book and everything else. So it'd be a wonderful thing if you can join for that. Next, let's go back to June. June, let's talk practical rejuvenation, supporting cellular healing. We talked about sleep. How's your sleep?
So good. Get 7 hours, sometimes 5.
Okay,
Get woken
so
up. Either I have to go to the washroom or my pets.
right. But a lot of the bloating I'm seeing is due to a lack of sleep lifestyle. It's your body thinks it's in survival mode. Maybe there's something we could talk about that will help that. Other than detoxing, maybe regulating your sleep time a little more attentively. I know it's hard with pets. I get my cat, she jumps up on top of me all the time. My dog needs to go out, who knows? So all of us, June, myself, and everybody else out there, you need to eat mostly whole, minimally processed foods. And you have to look for clean foods. In other words, watch your toxins that are sprayed on them. I'm not going to go into details on that, but you want to do grown organically. There's no such thing as real organic, unless a lot of the foods that come from Mexico are still organic. They still grow them the old-fashioned way. Prioritize clean proteins. Your cells need clean proteins to rejuvenate. Otherwise, you will age at a faster rate. It's simple as that. So that doesn't mean tofu. Tofu is genetically engineered. It doesn't mean if you're fake meats. I do a program on fake meats. They actually have chemicals in them like you wouldn't believe. I did find one. I forgot the name of it. I did find one and I was shocked. It was all natural. And I'm like, wow, when did that come out? But prioritize vegetable clean proteins and then healthy fats. Your brain needs fat to function. Don't take fat out of kids' diets. That's my personal belief. All my kids are high IQ for a reason. They need fats, good, clean, healthy fats, clean proteins, minimal fruits, but you do need some fruits in there. Grapefruit is my favorite fruit because it's less glucose. It's in the uptake. It doesn't get into your bloodstream so quickly, which is nice. Stay hydrated with good, clean water. Filter your own water. Don't use plastic bottled water. Plastics. I have another show on plastics. Please watch that 1-hour show. Yes, there's some shorts out there. That 1-hour show is necessary for everybody to read because we are inhaling plastics every day. Please subscribe and share it too. It would really help us to get more videos out there. Limit exposure to chemical additives, artificial dyes, preservatives, and keep meals and sleep times relatively consistent. Inflammation rises with chaos. chaos. And eating the wrong foods can cause intercellular, in vivo and in vitro chaos in your body. Your cells get confused. Cells heal with a rhythm, and they need a constant beat. Okay. So we have, what type of foods do you eat, by the way?
We eat a lot of chicken, salmon,
Mhm.
once in a while a steak, not very often, rice, broccoli, tuna.
Okay. So so far you said salmon and tuna, which is high in mercury. You need to detox with charcoal. Just like if you're going to
That's
eat
with
it,
charcoal.
how often do you eat seafood like that?
Tuna, not, once or twice a month, maybe. Um, Salmon, generally like
Hmm.
once a week. Like
Okay. So
the
once every
wild
few
caught
weeks,
salmon.
you want to detox with charcoal to get the excess mercury and toxins out. They also have heavy metals. Rice has heavy metals, arsenic, lead. I don't know if you know that. All rice does. So you want to
Rice
rinse
is not
it.
good for you either.
Rice now
What do you?
has heavy
Is it better to
metals.
have mashed potatoes?
Just make sure to
No.
peel them. Why do you think, like, I can't give my chickens potatoes with the peels on them? Because there's arsenic, just like the seeds in apples, arsenic. So you need to be careful. Peel your potatoes. I love baked potatoes. I love eating the peel. Now I won't eat the peel anymore. Just telling you. Yeah, I'm just
Oh, I
telling you.
used
My
to love to
personal,
eat that. Okay.
you know, decision. Rice, rinse it 3 times with clean water. Use filtered water. Rinse it. Pour it in a bowl. Pour it in water. Rinse it with your fingers. Strain it out. Do it again. Do it again, and then you can use the rice to cook. Chicken, depends on where you're getting the chicken. If it's organic chicken, if it's grass-fed chicken, if it's free-range chicken, you know. Chicken feed is highly toxic. I don't feed my chickens regular chicken feed because I want my eggs to be clean. So let's see, for your liver, you want regular meals, adequate protein, limit alcohol and unnecessary medications. Check your medications. If you want me to help you with that, I can help you. You may want to talk to your medical professional. Gut, make sure you're having daily bowel regular movements.
I do.
Fiber, do not eat any, this is for you, do not eat any seeds or nuts of any kind. No
Really?
seeds. Yes, no nuts. They cause diverticulitis, and you have a swelling problem that's being uh, exacerbated by that. Gut, your daily bowels, awareness of digestive discomfort. Fiber from whole foods. Yeah, we really don't need as much fiber as we thought, but yeah, like whole food fibers, I think, would be the way to go. I would not eat things like whole wheat bread. It's not good for you. It will cause diverticulitis. It will scratch. Your intestinal lining is so thin, you can practically see through it. And when you put these rough things through, you're going to end up getting these internal scratches, which are going to swell, and then the intestines swell, and then all the other places swell. Nervous system regulation. So intentional breathing, 2 to 5 minutes a day, 3 breaths even, slowly in, slowly out in the morning, and then do it at night. Oh my God, it's fantastic. I mean, yes, you can do prayer and meditation, reflection, but you want periods of stillness, no phones, laughter. Watch social media if you have to get some laughter in your life. Watch TV, watch a comedy show, do something. Um, they're biological instructions. They signal safety in the body. So you need to laugh. So where I am
Great.
forcing, instead of aligning, what restores my sense of coherence? Purpose reduces inflammation. So memorize this. You do not need to convince your body to heal. You do not need to stop convincing it. That is unsafe. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Welcome back to Medical Intuitive Insights. We're here with June, and we just finished giving her a mini medical intuitive reading. Now we're talking to her about different things she can do. And there's a few things I want to talk about first, and that is detox. A lot of people are on this detox wagon. Detox is not always good for you. Detox flushes out electrolytes. Detox flushes out nutrients. If you don't absolutely need the detox, you should not be doing the detox. It's important to know that. Okay. So, but June, there are 3 things that I'm looking at because of the bloating and the allergies and the toxins. There are 3 detoxes I think you really should do. And the first one would be kidney detox. I'm looking at the paper, making sure I'm getting them right. Kidney detox. You need to detox your kidneys. Adequate hydration, limiting excessive caffeine and sodium. But, I have a simple detox that every now and then my face swells up. And I do this. My hands will swell, my ankles, whatever. It really is necessary for you because I'm also seeing some cardiovascular disease. And I saw that when I saw your feet. I said, oh, we got to do cardiovascular on you. So the heart's not pumping as well. I think your blood volume is too rich and too expanded for your heart. Sometimes it's like putting too much fluid in the system. It makes it much harder for it to pump it around if there's an overabundance or a higher volume than what should be there. So detox. And now this is just for you, June. This isn't for anybody else out there. It's just a sample of what I do. In your case, June, I would actually take a diuretic 3 days straight. Let me mark it. Diuretic times 3 days, once a day. Now, this can be different types of diuretics. You can pick some up at the drugstore. I know, like, usually for kidneys, you don't want to use caffeine. In this case, I'm not against caffeine because I want to kick your kidneys up a notch. That's the purpose of once a day for 3 days having a diuretic. It's going to kick up the function of your kidneys, but you do not need to make sure that you're adequately hydrated. And that's not with, sugared anything. I want you to use either water or something without sugar, and that means no artificial sweeteners at all. So
I don't do that.
Yeah. If you have like a little berry juice in there, like maybe a third glass of berry juice, fill the rest up with good clean water. That's always something that's good because the berries will also kick up the function level of your kidneys. And that's my main point here. If we can kick up the function level, maybe we can get that excess fluid out of your system. Some of the swelling will go down in your hands, your face, your gut area, your ankles, your feet. Definitely first on the list. Then I would do like a liver detox. You could start even tomorrow or even today taking some milk thistle. I'll just put it here, milk thistle. There's a ton of things you can take, but I just want you particularly to stick to milk thistle because you have so many allergies that I see. I want you to have something simple. It's called a simple. There's 13 simples in the herbology world, and I'm an herbologist, so let's do with the simples. Milk thistle, 1 time per day. Morning's fine, doesn't matter. GI tract, it gets a little trickier because there's so much there that you need to do a detox with the GI tract. I'd really like you to start with the kidneys first. A GI tract is going to help with kidney function, but I want to kick the kidneys up a notch before we do the GI tract. And GI tract is you're just going to put 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of magnesium in drinks twice a day. Okay. I do a 1/2 teaspoon the first time, and that's going to actually help to clear your gut out. It's a laxative, but I do not want you ever to take Miralax, particularly because there is glycol, and you cannot have glycol. I think that's where a lot of your allergies, food allergies, is coming in. Glycol, they're in so many products, even ice cream has it. It's similar to, yeah, well, I have a glycol short. You need to find that. Glycol. No, glycol. You need to check everything you eat. Not just what you eat. A lot of face creams have glycol on it. They're starting to put it in other things like shampoo. I know it's way out there and it's not healthy. Most countries have banned it because of its long-term effect on the human body. So a little concerning. So we got to get rid of that congestion, and that's going to help because once we can get that pressure off the cells, they will continue on. So reducing the inflammation. Remember, where am I forcing instead of aligning? You're going to actually start to align yourself with these 3. What restores my sense of coherence? We can get that fluid down and get your blood volume a little down, the tissue swelling down, you're going to feel much better. So your body is not broken, by the way. Your cells are not betraying you. They are responding to stress, to environment, to belief. Rejuvenation is remembrance. Thank you, June, for being our guest. We so appreciate you. So if you're interested out there in appearing on the show, you may text 715-892-7500 for details. We are currently offering a free medical intuitive mini reading to a limited number of participants. So please text 715-892-7500. Please subscribe and share this program with anyone who may benefit. Full-length episodes are available on my YouTube channel. You're going to find information there that you won't find anywhere else. Today's program is one of the sessions offered in Youth Regeneration and Rejuvenation Certification course. Our next course is December 2026. This is Medical Intuitive Insights. I'm Dr. Gloria Warren. Until next time, honor your cells. They are listening. By the grace of God, may we walk in health, humility, and gratitude. God bless each of you. Until next time.
This has been Medical Intuitive Insights with host Dr. Gloria Warren. Tune in each week as Gloria shares over 40 years of experience and yearns to provide knowledge derived from intuition and research. Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern.